What's up, guys? MMA Noob here once again. Today we have a very special guest, Christina Leora, and she just had, just like George St. Pierre, she just had ACL surgery today, and she's only been home for a few hours. And I'm here with my good friend, and she wants to say hello.
What up, Will?
What's up, Christina?
How's it going?
Good. So as we can see, you got your crushes here,
Oh my gosh.
your McDonald's, and there you go, laid up.
Yeah.
So what was the surgery like? So what happened? Tell us about everybody out there who's expecting to have the surgery. What was the experience like today?
You know what? It really wasn't that bad, and I guess I could say that now because the nerve block hasn't wore off. I'm literally numb right now from like my hip to my toes. So, and it's my first time taking Percocet.
Yeah, there goes, as you can see, there goes some meds over there. She's all drugged
I got
up
my
right now.
Percocet, my fresh greens. I had a banana until Will got here and brought me McDonald's. But,
Yeah.
I'm somebody that's kind of like afraid of needles, so like I was a little freaking out when they put like the IV in me.
For the anesthesia and
Yeah,
stuff?
like I didn't even know that like that just stays in you. I thought it was like an IV was to like feed somebody who's like starving. So
Yeah.
when they brought out the IV, I was like, no, my nutrition is good, And they were
I used to think they just did it with the gas and stuff. When I had my tonsils taken out, they put it in my hand too. I was like, that's the anesthesia. And I just went out.
Yeah, I definitely the anesthesia, and then they put something here, I guess, to breathe in to numb you. But I got there at like 5:30 in the morning, and then I met with like the doctors and the anesthesiologists and the nurses and stuff, and it was like a 2.5 hour wait, or 2 hour wait, I guess you should say, from the time I got there to the surgery. So that was kind of bugging me out, and but it was cool. Like once they gave me the IV and then they put me under, basically that was it. I didn't have to like think about anything else. And then I woke up and
What was the first thing you said when you woke up? You told me.
the first thing I said, I had like all these people like hovered above me, and they were like, how are you feeling? Do you have any questions? Do you know where you are? And I was just laying there, and I was just like really quiet, and I was like, when can I kick?
Oh, I see a true fighter.
Yeah, the nurses were all like, oh, look at her, she's so cute, and
You notice when you wake up from anesthesia, you say the craziest things. Like me, I get like, I don't know, I hit on people. I always hit on the nurses when I wake up from anesthesia. You want to fight somebody.
Yeah, right.
So what was the pain like? Like what does your leg feel like right after? What did you notice? What can people expect when they wake up, when they come out?
So I woke up, and then they wheeled me back to this like common area, I guess, and they keep you under observation for like 4 to 5 hours. And they were just, they told me, they asked me if I wanted a Percocet, which I've never taken like any of those, and I was like, you know what, everyone's freaking doing it, so I'm just gonna see what it feels like. So I started to feel like a dulling pain or whatever, so they were like, let's give her a Percocet. So they gave me one of those, and I just remember like everything just like being like clouds, like the ceiling and everything.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's cool, but I don't know, I don't really like the feeling of being under the influence of anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, so after a little while, they made me go back to sleep for like another half hour since I took that, and then I had to get up and use the bathroom, and then after you use the bathroom, they take the IV out. It's like protocol that you have to use the bathroom first or whatever. So I went to the bathroom, and I think getting up to from the bed and having to have people come over, and like your limb just feeling totally, I mean, it's numb. You can't feel it.
Does it still feel numb right now?
Yeah, it's like my entire leg is numb. Yeah, there's like a brace on it now, like with screws and everything in it.
Wow.
But I think that was like the first point where I was like, it went from being like, oh, okay, this isn't so bad, to like sitting up and then swinging my leg over the bed, and then just being like, whoa, like I have something holding my leg totally straight, and I have like 3 people helping me, the rehab lady, my mom, and I just felt kind of like, oh my gosh, this is not me, like,
yeah.
And I think that's when I got a little bit like emotional, like, because like I just had to put my faith in all these people to like lift me up, and like use the crutches and use my one like good leg to kind of push myself up, and I sat there for like a few seconds, like almost like not wanting to, because I was like really nervous, and I think it was just like an admission of like, something like, like my power and my strength was just like kind of taken away from me for a while. So it was like a little tough, but I managed to get to the bathroom and come back, and then Got signed out of the hospital and came back to my house. And my mom took my dog for the weekend, which is awesome because I would have felt like horrible that I couldn't like go for walks with her. I think that would have been like a reminder of what I can't do.
Yeah.
So yeah, they left like a little while ago, and I've just been kind of like hanging out. I think I took another 2 Percocets because I felt the pain kicking in.
Yeah.
So
You don't seem to be in that much pain. You've been home for what, like 6 hours now, 7 hours?
I had the surgery done at 7:30 a.m. this morning, and it's now 12:30 p.m. a.m. So it's been almost 24 hours, and yeah, I don't know. I think when the like the nerve block wears off, because
That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, like right now, yeah, it just feels like a dead body when I touch my
Yeah.
leg.
It's just like.
So I think when the nerve block wears off is when like the excruciating pain comes.
Mhm.
And
But it's not too bad right now because of Percocets and everything. That's what
no,
you
it's
think
not
it is?
bad. And what they, the doctor had said to me, we're going to be giving you Percocets, and he told me, he's like, don't try to play catch up with the pain. He's like, don't wait until you get the pain and think you're tough, and try to deal with it, and then take the Percocets as necessary. He told me to really like stay on top of it. If I felt that dulling pain coming back, to take them right away, because it's supposedly going to be like excruciating pain really soon.
Wow.
So I know that I'm still not at like the worst part as far as pain goes, but
Could imagine.
but I have to say that I think I've already like gone through like what an athlete goes through when they get an injury like this. Like I went through those like months of like feeling like I lost my identity and getting like down and depressed. So I think that now, like, since I'm not I'm back home, and I'm not like the injury didn't just happen, it happened somewhere where I was kind of by myself at the time.
Yeah.
And I was new. I think because I'm home now around my friends and stuff, that it won't be so bad. So
Yeah.
I think now it's just going to be more physical pain that I'm going to have to deal with, but I'm pretty sure I can handle that.
So that's all the medication you're taking is the Percocets and the antibiotics for infection?
Yeah, they gave me Percocets and antibiotics.
Yeah.
And the doctor calls you the next day to make sure everything's going good.
Mm-hmm.
And then in a week I go back and I see him. I'm actually going back on my birthday. And until then I have to keep like my leg in the straight brace and everything. And then on the 23rd when I go back and see him, we set up any kind of rehab that we're going to do. So I'll probably start rehab at like the 1 week mark. And then I'll be going a couple times a week. I think for like a couple months, just for like the cut and the dry part of rehab. And then since like I'm an athlete, I'll have to go, to continue to step it up and everything. And then I'll have to figure out, who I'm going to work with on like my strength and conditioning primarily, I think. And I'll have to figure out where like that transition will be with going from working in physical therapy to getting on board with a strength and conditioning coach. So I'm going to have to look into some good strength and conditioning trainers on Long Island pretty soon.
So what exactly did they do? Did they give you like the cadaver? Or did they how did they replace the ACL?
They did my hamstring. They used a piece of my hamstring.
So you have like a cut like on your hamstring and stuff? Like they actually
I think there's like an incision on the back
they
of my
actually
leg
went in there?
somewhere.
Ow.
Yeah, I know.
That sounds painful.
I think
Just the thought of it just sounds so
it's,
painful.
You know what?
Oh my
It's
God.
kind of nasty because I have like the nerve block right now on my leg, but
Oh.
it's starting to get sore and I'm starting to get tingly in the back of my hamstring.
Yeah.
And
They
like
took a chunk.
underneath my knee where like the ACL is in there, like I could feel it like tingly.
Yeah.
And like kind of like creaking, like you ever like went to the dentist and you got like numb, but you could still feel the doctor like rubbing and
Oh,
pulling
I
and
hate
stuff?
that. Yeah.
That's kind of like how it feels when I move around. Like I could starting to feel like a little bit of a pain, like an achy feeling. So I think that's like the base of it, and then it's just gonna get worse from there. But,
So you're excited about the road to recovery?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So what's the estimated time that the doctor gave to you that you're gonna be up and training again, getting
the
ready to
doctor,
fight?
He told me 6 months before I can go back to like any kind of shadow boxing or like moving around doing jiu-jitsu and drilling.
6 months.
Which I want to say that is long because I think he's going to tell me the worst. So I'm thinking like maybe 3 months. I want to start getting back on the mat, maybe like just rolling carefully or, even just like drilling arm bars or something on someone. And I don't even have to like have another body moving too as like, more ways of like getting hurt and like, getting injured.
Yeah.
So Just whatever I could do. I think I had to stay off my feet though for a little while.
So George St. Pierre just had the same surgery yesterday.
Yeah.
So this is basically what he looks like right now. Not as beautiful, but he's just
Oh,
he's probably laying up on a couch too.
Yeah, and I
In
think
the
my
same-
accent is way more sexier than GSP's. I'm sorry, GSP, but
I'm not impressed by your performance.
yeah, I think all accents are hot on guys, but GSP's got to have the worst. Sorry, GSP.
They say he sounds like the Kermit the Frog thing going,
I
but it's
know,
all good. He'll kick my butt, you know.
Well, we'll see what happens though with GSP. It's kind of cool. I mean, I don't wish this on anyone, but I didn't really look too much into how it happened, but I just heard that he was maybe like overtraining a little bit or just pushing himself. I mean, there's a lot of fighters that do that though. This is just something that can happen so quick. Such a major injury, but it is really pretty like devastating to any athlete's career. So I think it'll be good like motivation though for me to kind of watch GSP as long as GSP doesn't let me down.
Yeah.
If GSP crumbles, man, I don't know.
So soon you'll be back training. It's gonna fly.
Yeah, definitely.
So anybody who has advice, wants questions to ask Christina, just leave it in the comments, and she'll answer your questions about the surgery if you're
Absolutely.
expecting to have it. So anything else you want to say to the people before you go?
No, I mean, you know what? I had the surgery today. This is, like 12 hours out. So, I'm going to have to keep you guys updated because I heard it gets worse. So I don't want to be like, oh, the ACL surgery is nothing. I'm on a lot of medication right now. So they told me not to like sign any
Tomorrow you're
important
gonna be like,
documents.
it's hell. Yeah.
They tell you not to like make any important decisions or like sign any important documents or anything
Yeah.
the day or like within 48 hours of your surgery because of all the drugs. So, I could be saying a totally different story. I could be laying here crying tomorrow, screaming at myself. I don't know. Anything could happen. So we'll have to keep it posted.
We'll definitely keep everybody posted with more installments of the Road to Recovery. And this is the MMA Noob and Christina Leora.
Awesome.
Peace out.
Thanks, Will.